Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. I want to talk about Minkah Fitzpatrick today, and I know whenever we generally talk and think about Minkah, we talk about the playmaking, the interceptions, splash plays, fourth quarter, game sealing type moments, and all that is very much right and true, and the reason why he's a multi-time Pro Bowler and All-Pro, and for my money, the best safety in football. But what I think gets so constantly overlooked with Minkah is his great tackling, how consistent, how steady, how technical of a tackler he is. One great example of that in 2022 against the Las Vegas Raiders, the art of defeating the stiff arm and making the play. It's the only clip I'll show in this video because it highlights it really well, and this is the long run that Josh Jacobs had a bit later in this Christmas Eve game against the Raiders, and not good run defense overall, but putting that aside here for a moment and just focusing on Minkah. You're going to see the stiff arm by Josh Jacobs here, and we're going to watch Minkah be able to defeat it. Now, Jacobs, a big, powerful back who had a fantastic season. You see him throw the stiff arm out here, and Minkah with that left arm, chopping that down the way that an offensive lineman would knock the hands down of a pass rusher. You see him do that right there to chop that down. That also gets Jacobs off balance and allows Fitzpatrick to make the tackle. I want to run this play back at really slow-mo speed so you guys can really see what Fitzpatrick does here. And so here's the stiff arm that Jacobs is going to throw, and you see Fitzpatrick knock it down. So let me rewind it here. Just let me mess with the speed here, and then we'll go back to it. And so here, I'll let the entire play out, and you can see Fitzpatrick, as soon as Jacob shoots his arm, Fitzpatrick immediately responds by chopping down. And that's such great technique there to be able to stop that in the open field. Because if you're trying to, get around the stiff arm or maybe grab the stiff arm, you're going to be just taken for a ride by a guy at Jacob's size, power, and overall ability. So a great job there to chop that down, get him off balance, and then finish the play. I'll go back and run it through a couple more times as we finish up today's video. I think you get the point by now. Obviously, again, issues on this play. I believe that this actually was called back on a hold, and so that's one reason why Highsmith couldn't get the edge and Jacobs was able to bounce this one. But putting all that aside, not focused on the play, the game is long over. Just watching Fitzpatrick's technique, such a technical guy. Again, talk about the splash, talk about the big plays. Not a play you're going to see on a highlight reel, an open field tackle on a 30-something yard gain that ultimately called back by a hold. But Terrell Austin made a comment earlier this year, I forget when, before or after this game, about they teach certain techniques to defeat the stiff arm, as I'm sure all coaches at most levels will do, certainly in the NFL. And you see that on display here. So the technique of Jacob shooting his arm, Fitzpatrick chopping it down, that knocks him off balance. That just reminds me of like Alejandro Villanueva and the snatch and trap that he would have against tackles when they would try to long arm and stab you. He'll just, come down and you hit the joint and, hit the elbow and then be able to knock that guy down. That was something Villanueva did tremendously well. You're kind of seeing a similar action here with Fitzpatrick. So, no, just one play. Probably a little too long-winded as I tend to get with these things. Haven't talked about the tape about Pittsburgh in a little while, so I wanted to really go through this one. Just thinking about Fitzpatrick, and again, what he does as a tackler is super impressive. It gets overshadowed by the splash plays, by the interceptions, plays in coverage, but you want and need a good tackler as that post safety, that free safety, that last line of defense. And Fitzpatrick, for my money, again, is among the best tackling safeties in football. So that will wrap up today's video. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.